right, so this is Arms and Shoulders Day 1 for October. I'm going to try and breeze through just the exercises, give you a couple coaching cues and hacks as far as when to breathe, what to hold, what to squeeze. As far as the weight suggestions and all of that, if you read the paper, study that, memorize it, you'll be good to go. I'm not going to walk through all of that. So for arms and shoulders, our first specialization set, we're going to start with our biceps, our triceps, and then end with our shoulders. So it's a little different than the past 2 months. On the paper, you'll notice on the black line where I talk about how to go through each circuit, I've also added a little comment about how to set up the rig. So for the specialization circuit for this first day, the black handle is going to be on the right, the black rope is going to be on the left, and they're both all the way at the bottom. So our first circuit, 3 exercises for our biceps, each one is 30 seconds. So the first is a cross-body, 1-arm curl. So we're going to grab the black handle, feet about hip-width apart. I like a slight hinge. Squeeze your core, keep your back flat. You're going to tuck your elbow. That's your pivot point. Your elbow is not moving far from your rib cage. Exhale as you complete a full range of motion. Really squeeze into your bicep. Goes from your hip up to the chest. You're going to turn around, 30 seconds that side, and then we're going to complete 30 seconds on the other side. Take a little rest. Then we have a supine bicep curl. So our palm is up, grab the handle, tuck your elbows. For this one, we're standing nice and tall. Feet width is more preference, but we are bilateral. Exhale as we keep our elbow tucked. Bring that handle to your shoulder and full extension. 30 seconds one side, 30 seconds the other side. Then we're going to turn around and we are back to our good old hammer curl. Stand tall, feet a little bit wider than your hips, squeeze your glutes, tuck those elbows in nice and tight. Exhale as we pull the handles up to our shoulders or our collarbones. I've been noticing a lot of people go like this, so they move those elbows. We really want to isolate those triceps. So make sure you tell your clients to keep those elbows tucked in at the side of our rib cage. So those first 3 exercises you're going to do 2 times, and then we're going to move on to our triceps. So for our triceps, we don't need to change the equipment, but we do need to raise the levers all the way to the top. So we have a couple new exercises here. These are kind of cool. We have a 1-armed high cable tricep extension. So you're going to grab the cable. You're going to be split stance. You're grabbing the cable with the hand and the same leg is back. So our elbow is in height with our shoulder. Squeeze your core. Exhale. Exhale as you press the handle away. We really want to keep that elbow kind of in line with the shoulder. Full complete motion. Switch sides, switch legs. This is clearly my better side. 30 seconds each side. Okay? From there, we have our rope tricep pull down. Same thing as with the bicep curls. We want to keep those elbows tucked in nice and tight. That is our pivot point. Separate the rope at the bottom, stand tall, keep your back nice and straight, and pull straight down. A lot of people tend to stand out here. That's okay, you get the same motion. But if you pull straight down and separate that rope at the bottom, it's a little more tricep isolation. So that one is 30 seconds as well. And then the last is a rope overhead tricep extension. So I like this one. So we are split stance. Again, our elbows are in line with our shoulders, maybe slightly higher. Rope starts kind of behind your head. Exhale as you pull the rope out overhead. You want to make sure that our elbows stay in front of our shoulders. We're not winging our elbows out and kind of using some shoulder motion. So keep elbows straight in front of you and exhale as you press or pull the rope away. And then our last circuit is our banded circuit for our shoulders. So we've done all of these moves before. We're going to make this one a little bit more challenging. So we have 4 moves, 15 seconds each with no rest. The rest you get is in between your sets. So set 1, we are going to do forward arm circles for 15 seconds. You're going to go straight into your backwards arm circles for 15 seconds. We're going to go right into front shoulder raises for 15. And then we end with lateral for 15. Then they get a rest. I think I put 10 seconds in there, and then they're gonna do that whole circuit again, okay? So that is our specialization circuit. We have our biceps, we have our triceps, and then we have our shoulders. So from there, we are going to move to lower body. So the black handle stays on this side. We need to put the black handle on the other side. And then the levers are gonna go all the way to the bottom. So we have lots of new exercises for this one. Well, 2 out of 4. So each exercise, we have 4 exercises. 1, 2, and 3 are 30 seconds. Exercise 4 is 45. So this is a new one. We are going to grab both handles. We're going to rack them up onto our shoulders. We want to make sure that we have a soft bend in our knees. We don't block anything out. And our feet need to be in line with the red levers because we are going to squat and we want the cables to go straight up and down. If we're out here and we're squatting, the cables are pulling you back as you're leaning forward and it just really messes up our alignment. So kind of interlace your fingers is what I find to be most helpful. It kind of feels like a goblet. Some people might want to hold them up here. Just really watch posture. Squeeze your core, keep your back nice and tall. Feet a little bit wider than your hips, a comfortable squat position. Down and back up, squeeze your glutes. Again, feet right inside at the red levers. We are going to need to go a little bit lighter in weight. Goblet, we've been suggesting 4 to 8, so that's just one thing to note for this. For example, typically I goblet squat anywhere from 7 to 8 plates. For this one, I probably would be squatting 2 to 4. Or 2 to 3. We have the weight up on our shoulders each side, so it kind of doubles it. So just keep that in mind and really press your clients to go a little bit lighter than they normally would for the goblet squat. So that 2 kettles, or that 2 rack squat is 30 seconds. From there, we are going to go to 1.5 rep squat jumps. So we're familiar with that. Down, up, down, and jump. Down, halfway up, down, and jump. So this one's kind of cool, a little bit different. Gotta focus a little bit, squeeze your core, keep your back nice and tall, and land soft. If people cannot jump, that's okay, they can just body weight. 1.5 rep squat, take the jump out. 30 seconds, then we are going to go into low squat jumps, burn out their quads here. If they can't jump, keep them low and pulse it out. Stay in the low position. 30 seconds, and then exercise 4, this is a new one. So we are going to do curtsy lunges with a squat in between. So keep your core nice and tight. We need that for our stability. We're going to take one leg back, step it behind you. The other knee drops right beneath your opposite hip. Stand up, feet wide, squat. Same thing on the other side, and squat. If people need assistance, no problem, grab this. They will go from side to side, squat, and the other side, and squat. Okay, so that's 45 seconds because it's alternating. So we're gonna do that whole circuit 2 times. And we do have a challenge, so it's going to be low squat jumps right into those curtsies with squats. So the low squat jumps are 30, the curtsy with squats are 45, back to back to back to back. So we do 2 rounds with no rest in between. Then we move on to another upper body circuit. So we don't need the rake, we're gonna use our TRX straps. So from here, we are going to get into our row, toes to the ceiling, we're on our heels, lift your hips, squeeze your glutes. We're gonna iso hold for 15 seconds. We're gonna go right into rowing for 30. They get a little rest in between, then they're gonna go right back. They're gonna iso hold for 15, and then they're gonna row for 30. Those 2 exercises 2 times. Then they're going to do the same concept, bicep curl. So same setup, toes in the air, lift your hips, squeeze your glutes. Elbows are level with our shoulders. Pull your forehead and hold, or pull your forehead to the straps and hold. And then from there, we are curling for 45. You get a 10-second rest in between, and then you're gonna go back and you're gonna hold for 15, and you're gonna curl for 45, or for 30. So that's that circuit. There is a challenge. We're gonna do 30 on, 15 off, 3 times. And this is going to be an alternation between a row and a curl. Row and a curl. So they're gonna go 30 seconds, they're gonna get 15 seconds off, and they're gonna do that 3 times. All right. Black handles stay on. Levers are at the bottom. That's where they need to be for this next circuit. So we have, just kidding. Black handles are on, but we need the red levers about our forearm. So right in between our elbow and our wrist. And we have 2 exercises. We are doing a fly, but this time it's got a crossover. So our first is a hold. So fly, our hands are gonna cross over one another. We're in split stance, like hinge at the waist, and we're gonna hold. From here, we are going to rep. You'll notice I'm alternating the hands that go on the top and bottom with each of my reps. So make sure you talk to your clients and have them do that. We're gonna do those 2 exercises twice. And then we are going to do a semi-close grip push-up hold. So hands nice and close together, right under our shoulders, down and hold. And then we are going to rep. Okay, so the holds here are 15 seconds and the reps are 30. And we're gonna do the first circuit 2 times and the second circuit 2 times. And then we do end with a challenge. So our challenge for this one is a mechanical drop set, so it's no weight, but we are going to do our push-up. We're gonna do it for 30 seconds on and then 15 seconds off, 3 times. But we're changing the elevation each time. So the first time we are close grip and we're super low. They can drop to their knees if they need. They're gonna hold that for 30 seconds and then they're gonna rest. From there, they're gonna go mid-range for 30 seconds, drop to their knees if they need, take a 15-second rest, and then the top, or the third one, is more of a plank hold, but it's the high range of a push-up for 30 seconds. And that is the end of the day other than core. So for core, we are doing, we need to bring the cable down to the bottom. We're gonna do 2 different exercises that utilize the cables. So for one side, have them set it up for their row, and for the other side, have them set it up for their anti-rotational step out. So our first one is our hollow hold. We're familiar with this. Make a U shape, lift your feet off the floor, hover your hands. Ooh, I can't do this very well. Your hands and elbows go up by your ears, and you're going to hold, activate that core. The second exercise is our side plank row. So for this one, I'm just gonna turn so you guys can see me. We are, sorry, I have to think about how this works. Yeah, okay. We are in our elbow side plank, so elbows directly under the shoulders. I always tell my clients, I don't care if you stack your feet or the top foot goes in front, but they are going to be facing their rig. So essentially their back is going to be to the turf, and they are going to row. Keep their shoulders stacked and their hips stacked, and you want to make sure that they're far enough away, obviously, that they can get that full range of motion. 30 seconds each side. And then the last one is an anti-rotational step out, so they're gonna face their neighbor. We did this anti-rotational, sorry, this lever is gonna be up at about your elbow so that the cable's at your handle, or your belly button. So we did the anti-rotational press this past month. Here, they are going to step out and step in, step out and step in, and do this for 30 seconds. They're going to switch sides, and it's the same concept. So that's Arms and Shoulders Day.